Let Yahshua Rock Your World by Merlene Miles. There's a warning on the front of this book. It reads, "This book could be harmful to your spiritual perception. Read it at the risk of returning to the truth." The book teaches the basic Hebraic roots of Christianity. It may be thought of as a beginner's guide for those desiring to return to the Hebrew roots of Christian faith. A very good starting beginner's book, and I personally found it to be an excellent summary and review of key points and truths concerning Hebraic roots, and an expose of false beliefs and doctrines that most Christians have grown up with. There are chapters on the Sabbath, the law, Hebrew idioms, idols, and many other topics. At the end of the book, discussions on grace and how the disciples kept the Sabbath. There's a chart showing the history of the Sabbath and when it was traditionally kept by the cultures around the world in the past. The final section is a series of about 50 questions and answers, such as, what is the new or renewed covenant? Who changed Yeshua's name? Was our Savior a Christian? What does Torah mean? What are the three major pagan traditions in the church? Did our Savior really die on Good Friday and rise on Easter Sunday? And many other thought-provoking questions and answers. Answers that will go against what many of us have been taught. I don't know about you, but I sense something major could possibly happen in the not too distant future. Everywhere you turn, there's news about things heating up in the world like never before. Warnings are coming from prophecy teachers as well as secular sources. If you love truth and desire to know the truth, then this book is what you're looking for. Like untold thousands of others, I'm finding that what I think I know just isn't so. Some things have been sealed up for the end and are only now being revealed. In the past, the enemy has blinded us to things that were right out in the open. In my own case, getting familiar with the Hebrew culture and the language of the Bible has opened the door to new truths in my life. This book can do that for you. For many of you, reading this book will take you on the ride of your lifetime. For some, the concepts in this book will be like shock and awe, but the author encourages you to swallow your pride, kick your ego to the curb, and search the scriptures for yourself to see whether these things are so. If you're tired of pat answers concerning certain scriptures by your pastor or Bible teacher, and have a tendency just to skip over or avoid certain scriptures, read this book. The author says his desire is to provoke the reader to search the scriptures on their own and study with a Hebraic mindset rather than a Western Greco-Roman mindset, because there's much buried treasure in the Hebrew culture and language, and all this has been lost in translation. When these rocks of revelation uncovered in this book are unearthed, the word of truth will explode in your spirit. This book will give you hard evidence of what pleases God, and you will know beyond the shadow of a doubt what it means to worship Him in spirit and truth. The subjects covered in this book will rock your world, but keep in mind that sometimes truth can be offensive. Just remember, His word never appeals to the flesh, but it always appeals to the spirit. So the truths laid bare in this book may be extremely difficult to receive because of strong indoctrination to the contrary. But rest assured that when you know the truth will make you free. John 8:32. There may even be tears, then anger about being deceived, but ultimately there will be joy and thankfulness. There are millions of saints that have been led astray, and in these times of the end, there's restoration being offered to those with an open mind and spirit. Even though you may have studied the scriptures for many years, you may find that you lack even a basic understanding. This book will give you a deeper and richer understanding of the Word. You will find that the Torah, the first 5 books, not only applied to the Jewish people, but it applies to all of us. Reading this book will give you a look back into history, where you will find that many of the doctrines of the modern church came straight out of Rome, and reading these truths will put tremendous pressure not to rock the boat. But it's better for the boat to be rocked by revelation from Yahshua than to be blown to and fro by every wind of doctrine.
Amen.
Ephesians 4:14. God is calling those who have ears to hear to return to Him and worship Him in spirit and truth. Will you listen and respond? He's coming back soon for His bride. Will you have oil in your lamp? Will your garments be white? If life is balanced by truth, then where are you? Are you balanced in His truth? This book can help you to return to your first love and love Him the way He wants to be loved, because He is worthy. And this book normally sells for $19.95, but with the book report special, it's only $17.95. It's a great book.